oh fucking boy, do I have something to talk about for you today. So, early last week, the new raid series, well, it's just a new trial. Early last week, the new trial for Final Fantasy XIV, the new Ultimate Trial, I should say, was launched. It is the Omega Protocol, which Omega, for those who don't know, is probably, in my opinion, one of the best pieces of side content within Final Fantasy XIV. It is probably my favorite thing besides the MSQ. I loved all the Omega raids, and the final boss of Omega is Omega. Now, just like in the past, with all these other bosses, Omega was brought back and made even harder and upscaled for current content in the new Ultimate Trial. Now, Ultimate Trials are basically like, if you play WoW, it's basically like Mythic, except it is a lot harder than Mythic. I would say it is the challenging content that requires skill over just raw damage and everything else. Like, you actually have to be fucking good at the game in order to beat these trials. And just like Mythic on WoW, like the Mythic raid, it has a race to world first. Who will be the first one to kill the fucking boss? If you have been paying attention to a lot of the Final Fantasy news, well, you kind of know what happened. But if you haven't, well, we got a world first winner a couple days ago, and it was an FC that goes by the name Unnamed. That's right, they cleared it before anybody else. But then, oh boy, it came out not even a couple hours later that Unnamed, which is a Japanese FC on the Japanese data centers, they had actually cheated. That's right, they fucking cheated to beat one of probably, if not the hardest boss in Final Fantasy XIV. And they cheated and won the world first. Now, what are the cheats that they were using? Well, I have a fucking video of it. I'm gonna show you right now. Okay, it is not removed from YouTube. That's good. If it was, I had a backup. Anyways, here it is. This is a clip from their stream. Now, if you don't play Final Fantasy, you're probably not going to see what's wrong with this clip. So I'm going to point it out to you. So, the player is right here, right? Already, this camera's pretty fucking far zoomed out. It's really zoomed out. It's probably at its max, wouldn't you say? Well, guess what? It gets a lot fucking worse than that. There's the boss. There's the player. There's the boss again. How far out is that? That's pretty fucking far. I don't think you can do that in Final Fantasy. I don't think you can go that far. That's pretty fucking far. That's the whole ass arena, bruh. They're zooming out to the moon. So, this gained a lot of attention because this is quite clearly some fucking cheats. Now, in Final Fantasy XIV, just to preface stuff, third-party tools, add-ons, mods, whatever, they are against the terms of service. So, like in WoW, how you have deadly boss mods, you can't have that in Final Fantasy. You cannot have any third-party plugin that is going to benefit you in some way, shape, or form. It is completely against the rules. That being said, there is a pretty active modding community and a pretty active third party tool community. And I don't think anybody can deny that. You you physically cannot. But that being said, I keep saying that, I know, but mods in Final Fantasy XIV, while they are not allowed, they are like a hush hush thing. It's basically like, hear no evil, see no evil. Yeah, they're against the rules, but like, there's no way for Square Enix to actually check that you are using a mod unless you do dumbass shit like this. Which, by the way, this world first, it didn't have a VOD to confirm it. All it had was the achievement. So they could have literally used every cheat in the book. And as far as we know, they might have. Who knows? But anyways, mods are a hush-hush thing. They are like, look, everybody does it. Don't fucking say that you do it, and everything will be fine. That's just how it's always been. But then you get dumbasses like this. Then you get fucking dumb fucks that go on an actual, like, publicized thing, and they zoom their camera out to the next fucking universe. And it forces the people who make FF to be like, dude, now we gotta respond to this shit. What the fuck are you doing? You could have just shut the fuck up and moved on. Because yeah, like I just said, there was a response. And there was a pretty fucking big response. Naoki Yoshida, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering his name. Yoshi P, director and producer of Final Fantasy XIV. He's mad. He is fucking furious. He says, we are aware of information that is being spread regarding the use of third-party tools within the Omega Protocol. We are conducting an investigation. And they are conducting it into unnamed. This FC right here. Because, yeah, while they got the world first, they fucking cheated to do it. That's really fucking unfair. Anyways, they launched an investigation. They had the Yoshi P, Yoshida, the director of Final Fantasy, had to come out and he made a fucking whole ass statement talking about this. And he's fucking pissed. One of the things in here is that he says, I'm extremely disappointed for me personally to see his commotion surrounding third-party tools once again in the wake of what happened with Dragon Song's Reprise. Now, Dragon Song's Reprise, that was the last Ultimate. That was the last one to happen. And it was Nidhogg, which was another boss. Now, I didn't see what happened with that one, but as it says here, obviously some fucking cheatsy doodles were used. That's fucking bad. Don't fucking do that. As it said here, the Ultimate Raid series is the most difficult battle content within Final Fantasy XIV, and we released this content after testing that it can be cleared without the use of any third-party tools. However, if the presumption is that this content will be tackled and cleared with the use of third-party tools, then any reason to develop high-difficulty battle content seems to be lost. It's very difficult for me to understand as a gamer what the meaning behind using numerous third-party tools to complete the first clear would be. Now he specifies and says compete to clear first would be. He specifically says, how fucking stupid do you have to be to go on a live ass fucking publicized event and use cheats to be the world first? And he's got a point. He might not have said it like that, but he's got a point. So I'm going to say what everybody else is thinking. The people who did this FC, unnamed, they are fucking stupid. You got to be dumb to do this shit, bro. You got to be absolutely stupid. And that's just how it's got to fucking be said. There's no other way around this. Like, how the fuck do you compete, but then you cheat? Especially on something like this, you know? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Ugh. It's so dumb. He also went on to say that, I'm not sure where it says it in here, but he basically also says that, like, he basically is like, if this shit, like, keeps up, we're just gonna stop doing it. Like, they will just stop making the Ultimate Raid series. They will just stop. Which, I'm gonna be fucking honest. Okay? There is a lot of misconceptions that Final Fantasy is a very easy game. And it can be. A lot of the content is very easy. This is not some of the easy shit. The Ultimate series was designed and created for the people who want a challenge, who want things to be difficult. So why the fuck then would these same people, the people who want hard stuff, I'm gonna assume Unnamed wanted hard content in the game, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? So then why the fuck would you then go with the hard content that the fucking dev, the director, the producer and the director of Final Fantasy XIV is on record in saying that they tested it and they can clear it without third-party tools? Why the fuck then would you go and download third-party tools to make a fight that is supposed to be hard easy? If you wanted the hard fight, why the fuck would you make it easy? Obviously to min-max, right? But I think there's a difference between min-maxing your fucking materia and your stats and your gear versus min-maxing what fucking tools that are illegal that you are using in the fucking raid. There's a complete difference between a gear check and a third-party tool check. You know what I mean? One is supposed to happen. You're supposed to min-max your fucking gear and shit so that you have the best stuff. You're not supposed to fucking min-max this shit. Because one is designed to be a certain way to make maybe some challenge a little bit easier if you have like some good gear. One just makes it fucking easier. One makes it so you can zoom out and you can see the whole ass map. That's not fucking fair. That's fucking horrible. And that's stupid. And like he fucking says, like, bro, why the fuck we would even be making this if you're just gonna do this bullshit? If you're just gonna cheat, you know? It's honestly dumb. And the funniest part about all of this is that, so I'm sorry, I hit my microphone. So Unnamed, they made an apology. I'm going to try to find this apology because I had it saved somewhere. But essentially, in this apology, here it is. I found it. They deleted their account, but this was where the apology was. It was this link right here. It no longer exists. It's gone. They deleted their account. This person who was in Unnamed deleted their account, but this account had their official response. Now it's in Japanese, so I can't read it. But this guy right here, Hiromin FF14, he paraphrased it. And he says, the explanation why we make use of third-party tools, because we have met many gaijin, which means overseas, players use third-party tools. And we assumed in high-level rating, every static will use third-party tools in this race as well. That's why we decided to use it too. So, these fucking clowns, I almost said a worse word. So, if you have ever used a third-party tool In fact, if you have ever played Final Fantasy and thought about using a third-party tool, and you're in North America, if you're in the Western Hemisphere, it's your fault. That's right. It's your fault why they decided to zoom their camera out to be on the moon. It's not their fault for using the cheat. It's yours. Am I the only one that fucking like sees how like stupid that entire argument is? So because of an entire player base, which, to be fucking fair, in North America, there is a pretty big modding community. There is a pretty big third-party community. That being said, a lot of those third-party things are to make your tits bigger. You know? Like a Makote with giant titties. That's what goes on in North America. Not this shit. I mean, probably sometimes. And maybe on like a smaller scale. You know, I do know that there is an add-on that changes some stuff around to make it easier to like use your combos and stuff like that. And there's also different things to like basically make your quality of life playing FF better. There is a fine fucking difference though between having big titties on your cat girl and doing this. Because big titties, that don't affect a world first. You can have the fattest ass imaginable. You can mod yourself to look like a fucking bimbo. Does not matter. Because it has no effect on a hitbox. It doesn't affect any of this. It doesn't affect the fucking camera. You can't zoom out this goddamn far with big tits. Fuck, I mean you might need to get this plug-in with whatever they're using to actually see your titties if you make them that big. But that's besides the point. The point is, in their apology, they confirmed the use of third-party tools, and then they blamed Westerners. They blamed overseas audiences for why they are using these third-party tools. It's our fault, gamers. It's my fault, I guess. That's like baffling to me. It's insane. It's just insane that they would even come out and say that. Now I do know that they did actually find the homies guilty, especially the guy who was the dragoon here that was using this. I'm pretty sure he got perma'd. Everybody else got rolled back, if I remember correctly. Let me check. Let me find this source of info right here. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Where is it? Come on, where are you? Anyway, I can't find it, but the point stands is that they were essentially... Actually, hold on. I might know where it is now. I'm sorry. I have to scroll through some cursed images to find this. You don't want to see these images. They're bad. But essentially the punishment was the one homie who... No, I can't find it. Never mind. I can't find it. Anyways, the one homie who actually, like, did this fucking video, pretty sure he got fucking perma'd. And everybody else who benefited from this, they basically all got stopped by GMs, and they were like, hey, we're going to revoke all of your shit that you got from this. So your title, so your world first achievement, your fucking weapon, taking it all away. And then they also got punished, and they got rolled back eight weeks of progression, which is a lot. Like imagine your character right now, 8 weeks ago. That's like way before, for FF at least, that's like almost the start of the patch. Fuck, I don't even think it's been out for 8 weeks. So you're looking at a little bit before. You know what I mean? So that's a long time. They're not fucking around with this. And they shouldn't. Because here's the fucking thing. If you're going to sit here and you're going to go and cheat, I mean, you got to be punished for it. There's no rhyme or reason why you shouldn't, you know. But I will also mention that there is lots of things from this where, because they were using like third-party tools and stuff like that, it's put mods back in the limelight once again in a bad way. First was the fucking billboard. Now it's this shit. If you don't know what the billboard is, go look up the Final Fantasy XIV billboard, because I'm not explaining that. That might be that's even dumber than this. But it has put a lot of mods in the spotlight, and a lot of people are really afraid of mods being banned outright. Which, I mean, they already are. They're already banned. But then you also got those other people who are... Remember what I was saying earlier about, like, Big Titty Makote? About how people were modding their character to give them bigger tits and, like better eyes or better hair or whatever. Well, those mods are getting lumped in with this shit, which is stupid, first and foremost, because that's not affecting your actual clear time. That's not affecting the clear. It's just affecting the player. It is completely cosmetic. And cosmetic mods, they're not harmful for the game. You know? Like, I'm pretty sure if you were to sit Yoshi P down and you were to ask, like, what mods he would prefer, would you want cosmetic mods that make your tits bigger? Or would you want combat mods that completely change the way combat is handled in FF? He would probably say he would want neither, but this isn't the perfect world. So preferably, if he's a reasonable person, I'm going to assume Yoshi P is, he would probably be like, well, I mean, if we have to, we're going to go with the cosmetic mods. Because they don't do anything to the game. And in fact, a lot of cosmetic mods, they're like free content for Squeenix. You know? They like develop like a set of armor. And it's like a pretty alright set. And then 20 people will mod it and make it completely different. And now all those people are going to farm out that set to have it. And then they're going to install the mod just so they can have it. And so they can look cooler or prettier or whatever. That's like free content for them. People are basically, the modding community, the cosmetic modding community, is making content that Square Enix doesn't have to make. Now, when it comes to combat mods, especially something as extreme as a fucking zoom out and a goddamn DPS meter, all this type of stuff, this drastically affects how you play the game. Because without this mod right here, without this zoom mod, you're probably looking at... Oh, that doesn't even work. Never mind, I was going to zoom in. You're probably looking at probably a little bit like further in than this to be the actual default camera. Maybe a little bit farther. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell because the quality of this video sucks. But let's just say this is the default camera, right? Maybe zoomed in a little more, but you can see the arena. But you can't see over here, though. That being said, once you zoom out a little bit more, you don't have to turn your camera or look at anything. You can't be surprised at nothing. You remove human error from the equation. And if you remove human error from the equation, you're going to have an easier time beating a boss. And I'm sorry, but human error is a part of raiding. Human error is a part of the challenge. So they're taking away the challenge, so they are completely undermining the content. It changes it completely. Now they could just start designing raids around the fact that people are going to use this shit, but then that's not fair to the people who don't use it. It's definitely not fair to the people on console who can't use it, and they're going to end up in a situation that is a lot like WoW, where back in Shadowlands, it became an arms race between the top raiders and the actual game design team of WoW, where they would constantly one-up the design team, and then the design team would have to make something even harder to make these players feel challenged, because they're taking away all the challenge by using a fucking goddamn plugin that sits there and takes away all of the challenge of the fight. So they have to keep stacking mechanics on top of mechanics on top of mechanics, hoping that eventually they will just wipe and they will balance itself out, and all the other players suffer for it. And that's the problem with this shit. To be honest, an 8-week, revoke, taking away all their shit, I don't think it was enough. When it comes to shit like this, that completely, removes human error and fuck-ups like this, homies like that need to get fucking perma'd, bruh. There's no fucking room for it in Final Fantasy because you're going to get to a WoW situation and you do not want to have a Shadowlands for FF. Oh no. That'd be really fucking bad. You do not want that level of difficulty for even normal content just because of crackheads like this.